Hello all you goobers and geezers.
My name is Gibster, and wow, it's been a hot minute since I've been here. Let me see. 3 months ago was the Halloween special, and I haven't uploaded a video since. Well, I'll have you all know that this video will act to ease you all back into the Vounilaio region by showing off redesigns of Pokemon I wanted to have a last second tweak. And I hope you enjoy this, and hope you stick around for the series, since for old viewers, I've made the decision to end the Pokemon The Alternate Take series altogether. And there's only going to be one new episode on the Sansamar project this year. This video will serve as a way for me to experiment with video formatting to see what engages fans more, since you all have terrible attention spans. No, don't lie, I know you do. So without further ado, and bombshells dropped, let's see the redesigns this video has to offer. So let's start off with the only new designs, sort of. So if anybody remembers the two-stage bird line that was a Sonic reference, this replaces it. Podrom, the racer Pokemon, a flying and electric type. Podrom prioritizes eating over anything else. It gets all of its energy from this food, but almost immediately burns the calories from all its running. This Pokemon is used in underground racing tournaments. Cops have a hard time shutting them down. Hoopadrom, the racer Pokemon, a flying and electric type. Hoopadrom are the main attractions in races. They are very fast and get the energy thanks to their huge appetites. In races, Hoopadrom will limit their speeds, however in the wild they have been documented to run close to 750 miles per hour. Aviadrom, the Sonic Speed Pokemon, a flying and electric type. Aviadrom are very fast, creating sonic booms when reaching top speeds. When owning one, make sure to stock up on plenty of food because they are very gluttonous. Their speed and feather patterns gave Vounilaio people a great idea for a sport. This gave birth to the Vounilaio Association for State Avian Vehicles Interregional Airline. Okay, yes, that part is a reference to NASCAR, but here it is Vesavia. The line is based on the same bird as the previous designs before the overhaul, that being the Hoopo, a bird native to Greece that flies close to the ground and very fast. Podrom comes from pod racing, yes, Star Wars reference, and Dromifs, Greek for racer. Hoopadrom comes from Dromifs and Hoopo. The random I comes from Takatita, Greek for speed, because the original name was longer but it didn't flow, so I shortened it. Aviadrom comes from Dromifs and Avian, so if you couldn't tell, they're based on race cars. The shinies are also a reference to Sonic, and also Superman. And the final evolution is modelled after Bumblebee's vehicle mode from the War for Cybertron game. Holy crap! Next up is the other regional bird. So they have been renamed Voodoo, the unruly Pokemon, a pure psychic type. In their attempts to hone their powers, Voodoo have cursed themselves to inflict pain on others when they've been hurt. Due to this, many trainers are afraid to go near them. Although Voodoo's cute appearance and fun nature draws in people and Pokemon, their intelligence leaves much to be desired, causing those around them to be very unimpressed. The name comes from student and voodoo. Instead of being a Harry Potter reference, the line is now based on magic in Greek mythology. Specifically here is based on voodoo dolls, which in ancient Greece they were made of clay, but I went with the more doll aspect. Voodoo has hand wings, like the final evolution, and the neck piece has little quills, which look like the needles in a voodoo doll. The shiny is a reference to the Greek flag, because the phoenix is the national animal of Greece, but it is also a reference to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Yeah, we should move on. Felixer, the sorcerer Pokemon, is psychic and fire type. Felixer is a wise Pokemon praised for casting ancient, long-forgotten spells. It is said they can cast enchantments and create amulets for those they trust. Having been powerful enough to lift the curse on them, Felixer carries a mighty and magical staff. It is said the jewel in their staffs can grant eternal life to those that unlock their secrets. Felixer comes from Phoenix and Elixir because it is based on the Philosopher's Stone, a stone in alchemy that can turn any metal into gold and can make the elixir of life. The design features the body shape being an elixir bottle with the neck fluffs looking like an overflowing bottle with little fiery embers. The jewel in the staff is obviously red to resemble the Philosopher's Stone, and the design itself hopefully looks more like it evolves from Voodoo. Nymphis, the moon Pokémon, a bug and dark type. Nymphis are very fast and nimble, being able to squirm out of situations and dodge most attacks. It uses its tail to reflect light as a blinding tactic against opponents. Thavmus, the crescent moon Pokémon, a bug and dark type. Thavmus take a hardened state of a crescent moon as a form of defense, but the shell is much weaker than other bug type middle stages. They are stiff and can't move drastically, and so rely on a noxious gas that can act as a smokescreen and a hazard that will cause the weak-minded to flee. Amazithe, the full moon Pokémon, a bug and dark type. Amazithe is one of the most skilled Pokémon at long-range attacks, being rivaled by Decidueye and Centaurolus. Amazithe can create illusions with a sensitive gas, and by reflecting light off its tail, this combination creates realistic illusions that are used to lure and prey. It's said in ancient depictions that their strength is connected to the phase of the moon. Amazithe has the tendency to look their opponent in the eyes as they strike them down, almost like a code of honor. The changes made to the line are made specifically to make them look more like actual regional bugs. The antennae of Nymphis resemble the waning and waxing crescent, and its tail resembles a new moon. The shiny for all stages resembles the blue and blood moon. The antenna for Thavmus resembles third and first quarter moons, and the shell resembles a waning/waxing crescent depending on which side you look at it. For Amazithe, the antennae and tail resembles the full moon, and the body resembles a first/third quarter moon depending on the angle you look at it. Puppermato, the dog Pokémon, a pure fairy type. Puppermatos have an affinity for berries, bringing out pure sweetness and the best of their qualities. Bakers in Vounilaio tend to catch them as a good omen for their business. The connection between Puppermato and berries is a wonder for scientists. This connection is so great that berries of opponents will betray their use over to any side of battle in which a Puppermato is present. The shiny is burnt, like the previous design shiny. The evolution occurs when a Fido levels up in Vounilaio to level 26. The design is still based on an Alopecis and a Trigona Panoramatos. Again, with the name coming from that and the word pupper, which refers to a dog. Thank you to Esper for that one, and also for the thumbnail itself, which was made by him also. The redesign is to make it look different than Dashbun, which I failed in the previous design. Like Dashbun, it has a new ability called Sweet Flavor. When the opponent uses a berry, the effects of the berry will be transferred to the user of the ability. For this line, I'm just going to say the re-renders and redesigns are made purely to make the designs more appealing. Cedros and Atomadros only need to be redrawn, whereas Caladros and Tessadros were redesigned. All inspirations and types remain the same. Cedros, the short tusk Pokemon, a pure ground type. This small Pokemon has a thick and sturdy body, allowing it to charge headfirst with great force. Its underdeveloped and round tusks may seem harmless, but they are still very tough. Cedros is known for its tenacity and determination, often digging up and devouring roots and tubbers. Despite its size, it's not to be underestimated in battle. Atomadros, the brazen boar Pokemon, a steel and fire type. Atomadros has a very cruel personality. Their bodies are made of a golden alloy that is very tough. The smoking tail glows brightly as they move, expelling the warm energy inside. Wild and unruly Atomedros will chase people into the woods, where they will go missing. Atomedros appears to be particularly energetic after those experiences, as its insides glow brighter. Caladros, the brutal boar Pokemon, an electric and dark type. As the hardest and most muscular of the three evolutions, Caladros is a formidable opponent. Their massive backs and sharp horns allow them to deliver devastating charges against foes. Interestingly, scientists have noted that Caladros gains sudden scars when it evolves. Some speculate this result to be a similar case to Mega Sharpedo. Tessedros, the woolly boar Pokemon, a fighting and ice type. Its body is covered in a thick woolly pelt that provides excellent insulation against cold temperatures. The pelt of Tessedros is as white as snow and provides great camouflage in snowy areas. The ice structures on its body are very strong, stronger than regular ice. Scientists are unsure of why the ice has formed that way. The following and final redesigns are of cross-gen evolutions that I wanted to give a final tweak to, but before I do, I did change the shading of Beck and Mew. So here it is. All the redesigns were made to make them more appealing. Heliagon, the solar lizard Pokemon, an electric and fire type. Heliagon is the result of a Heliolisk absorbing an abundance of solar energy. Its body now works like a solar panel in taking sunlight to fuel their powerful attacks. Heliagon is a fast and nimble Pokemon able to dart around opponents with its incredible speed. Despite the line famously being from Kalos, it actually originated here in Vounilaio. Chrono Crusher, the Abyssal Terror Pokemon, a fighting and dark type. Chrono Crusher is a Pokemon driven solely by their insatiable thirst for violence, becoming a true beast of the sea. They hold no remorse for the havoc they wreak. Chrono Crusher's tentacles are coiled appendages. These appendages can be sprung with tremendous force. The depths of the ocean have become a domain of chaos and terror in the presence of these formidable Pokemon. The shiny is again a reference to Tetramans from the Ben 10 franchise. Finally for this video is Trojan Ores, whose shiny was changed, the yellow going to green to resemble plant life, like the wood the Trojan horse was made from. I want to thank the Instagram Fakemon region creator and YouTuber Federex and his friend Plub Cole from the Federex Discord server for helping with the redesigns of these cross-gen evolutions, and I will link the server and their Instagrams down below. Trojan Ores, the formidable Pokemon, a pure fighting type. When multiple groups of phalanx band together, the brass fuse their spirits and willpower into the head of a foe formation. The horn upon the brass head is used to give signals to the other phalanx to move the formation. Trojan Ores seems to resemble more equine Pokemon, almost as a disguise, but unfortunately it's not a very good one. Trojan Ores are depicted in ancient scriptures in Vounilaio. And there we have it, folks. All these wonderful redesigns have been finished. Check out the links in the description, like and subscribe to the channel. I hope the new video format is better and more appealing. Leave some critiques down below. The uploads won't return to normal. I'm just going to tell you that. The closest I can be is summertime, where I can try and get it maybe every 2 weeks, but unfortunately that's not going to be a smooth ride. But Pokemon The Alternate Take is cancelled. That's one load off my shoulder. And Stanzamar only has one episode that's coming relatively soon. Speaking of that, it is a collaboration series with Lava Tyrant, my friend, and you should check out his newest video, which is the first episode of his own original superhero series called Project IXC. And hey, I have one too that, if by popular demand is requested, I can do a video series on that as well. If you want a taster, check out the first episode of Project Sansamar. in which I turned Lava's avatar, Z Cypress, into an Ultra Beast, and he did the same with mine, who is called Gibster, as you can see from the YouTube name, from the series A Journey into the Endless Void. So with that being said, I've been Gibster, and I'll see you all next time.